after I have put everything in. Doesn't look like it has. Let me do a quick live check. Are we live on the YouTube page? I need to check this. Why is it not loading? Oh, it says. Okay, there we go. Yeah, there we go. #1 conspiracy podcast on the tube. That's us, of course. Hello, welcome back to Monday Morning Coffee. This is the show where I have a coffee. I have a list of topic. What the fuck is under this? Why is there like weird white crusty stuff under this mug? I have a list of topics, and I'm going to keep talking about the topics until I finish the coffee, except that's not true, because I really need this coffee today. This is an extra important coffee, so I will drink at most half, and then I'm stopping myself. We're going to do a... Well, I don't want to do an abbreviated episode of the show today, because already last week, because I was sick, which, by the way, I'm fine now, as you can probably tell. So it did not last very long at all. But it hit me the hardest on that Tuesday, and everything from the Tuesday was like there was like a radiation zone around it. So on Monday I felt terrible, on Wednesday I felt terrible, and then Tuesday was the worst. But then as it gets further away from the zone of whatever, there's just a scientific word for it. As it gets away from that zone, it begins to feel a lot better. So, welcome to Monday Morning Coffee. We will do an armchair detective, as the title subtly hints at, but I'm also expanding. Well, wait, that's an update. That's an update. We gotta do the show in order. I can't just start talking about shit, okay? We gotta do the show in order. Is episode number 64. What's our next big milestone? I guess 69. 69 would be the big milestone. I meant like in time frame, right? Because 52 was the implied going on this for a year. So we've passed that. But is there any other like important marker? I guess just number 100, which we'll get to at some point if we keep doing these. Let's just kick it off. I'm not dilly-dallying with this one. There's no big story. There's no big gimmick. I'm just going straight in. Updates. This channel. Things have been going swimmingly, I would say. All right. Starting with the videos, we have the best of 2023 now out. If you are curious to see the best of 2023 on a Sukuri as a 23-minute video, there is essentially, it's the same gimmick as it was for the best of 2022. Although I would like to say it's a lot better of a thumbnail this time, at least. Because the thumbnail for best of 22 is just fucking awful. It's just terrible. So the gimmick here is that every single video on the channel, there is at least, that was released in 2023, obviously, there is at least one highlight in that one video, and it is my personal favorite highlight from that video. It is a collection for every single video that was released this year. Some of them were very hard to figure out what I wanted to do. Other ones were just completely obvious. I knew right from the get-go that it was going to be that clip. But anyway, well, it also doesn't include the stupid gimmick. Well, I didn't include the YouTube video that caused several deaths because that was a last-minute shitpost. And I also did not include the selfish walk, because that one is just sort of like a music video thing. I did include the Shadow Luigi 64 plays Markiplier's emoji challenge 2, because that video is great out of context. And so I just threw that one in there, right, and chronologically speaking. But I couldn't do the same thing for the YouTube video that got several deaths. It's only funny if you do it once. It's not funny if you do it twice. So no gimmick videos on there. Did I remember? I'm realizing something. Did I remember the outro on this? Okay, yeah, I did. I forgot to. So the Resident Evil 2 video is very close to being done, but I just now realized I forgot to put the outro on it. Can I do that real quick? Oh, this is actually, it's funny because if you're new to the show, this is a thing that we do every single week, right? It's a part of our routine where I remember I had to do something during the show, and then in a panic to not forget to do that thing again after the show's over, I just do it while I'm on the show. It's actually a certified. Oh my god, I did have the ending. Never mind. I actually did have the outro. I thought I didn't have the outro, but I did. So not only did I digress from the show to do that, it was a false flag, and there was no point in me doing that. That's another routine that we do on this show a lot. That one doesn't happen as often. Usually I did really genuinely forget to do something, but we like to keep you on your toes here on the Monday Morning Coffee Show. Anyway, as I have hinted at, the next video will be the highlights of all of the Resident Evil 2 videos. I think I lied. I think I gave up. Oh my god, my nose is so itchy. I gave up on the just doing 2 streams per video because I realized it's just way easier just to put all the streams together, especially if it's a finished product like Resident Evil 2. Just put all the streams together and just edit them. If it takes a while, it takes a while, whatever. There's a new short every week, so who cares, right? There's new shorts every week. Are they having a parade outside? What the fuck? Okay, I heard like drums and like a parade chanting, but there's nothing outside. I don't know what happened. For the shorts, we have finished up Beam NG. We are now on the 2nd episode of Armchair Detective when it comes to the shorts. We are on the Anguished Man, which is one that there's a little bit of a struggle to get clips from the Anguished Man video because it was mostly just me actually genuinely debunking it, which is very helpful for a video but not very helpful for a short. So I just need to take all the bits that are out of context are relatively funny, and then I guess once we're done with Anguished Man, I think there's like maybe one more clip ready for that. Once we're done with Anguished Man, we move on to the Teardown video, which I think is very underrated. It only has 15 views. It's the least viewed thing on this channel besides the Windows Famicom ports. Which actually, that one's not that good. That one took me a while for the Best of 2023 video to find something funny. But anyway, that's that. And then live. So the live, oh god, that thumbnail is fucked for the current Monday Morning Coffee. So for the live, this is going to be a little bit more interesting because as I promised last week, my new goal here is that I'm going to, at the beginning of the week, do image polls for which game you guys would like to see play this week. I did the math while we were over the weekend. It's going to have to be split into 2 polls because there's only 4 choices per poll, but that doesn't make sense because we play 4 games each week, so I need an additional 4. But then 8's perfect. 8's perfect because 8 is the maximum amount we could play during a week because it's 4 days, right? Because so each day has 2 blocks. It's 4 days because on Monday it's always just Monday Morning Coffee. It's nothing else, and so that's like the perfect amount. So I'm glad it ended up like that. There is a perfect space. It's just that it's going to have to be 2 different posts. And so my idea was I could make the posts here on the show so that anybody who watches Monday Morning Coffee has an especially large amount of power in deciding what we play this upcoming week. But yeah, the idea is that you have 2 different image polls going through. I'm going to probably split up 2 of them. 2 of the choices are going to be games that we are either continuing to play or games that are recurring that we play sometimes, and then 2 of them are going to be new options. The only difference would be if we had a week where there was just so many games that we were currently playing, then I would just do recurring. Well, I'd probably just do continuing, right? I wouldn't do recurring because recurring just happens anytime. So it really does sound like there's a parade, but there's nothing there. Oh, it might be a sports game. I don't watch sports, so I don't know. But I hear a crowd cheering outside. There's no one out there. It's just the same street as it always is. So I don't know what that is. So let's make the posts here. So here's my plan. You know, if you're in the comments right now, feel free to speak your piece. But here's my plan for this. Make sure there's nothing crazy on my screen. No, there's not. There's this. I started finding memes to put. I know, you guys like the memes. Some people like them. The memes were pretty popular, so I decided to bring them back. One of them was this Microsoft thing. I hope YouTube doesn't get mad about these. Some of these, I just get them from my folder. Is all I'm gonna say. I just get them from I get them from Discords. I get them from people who post them on Discords, and I get them from my folder. Both of those combinations are very dangerous. Anyway, the main point here. So let's see. So yeah, it's at most 4 options. So we would do 2 polls. The first one. So we're gonna say part 1 of 2. What games would you like to see on stream this week? So my idea is that maybe we do 1 continuing game. So I'll even mark them. We'll do 1 continued game that we've been playing and that we are continuing to progress through. 1 recurring game, which is just sort of like a drop in, drop out sort of game. It's not really a game where there is like a main campaign or anything. Something like BeamNG or Teardown with mods. And then to spice things up, 2 new options. Now, of course, this relies on the fact that somebody actually responds to these polls. I will vote myself, I want you to know. Well, if nobody votes on the polls, I'll just do whatever I usually do, probably. I don't know. But usually, with image polls, it seems like YouTube puts those higher up. So that's why I keep saying image poll instead of normal poll. The image polls get the most engagement through YouTube. But there's one other thing I was going to say here. Oh yeah, the way that I'm going to decide the winners. So since it's 2 polls, it's a little bit awkward if we're trying to do numbers, because I don't think it tells you. I did 1 image poll a long time ago. Does it tell you the amount of people? I just saw Sonic feet. The amount of people who do, yeah, this. I thought it just said percent. Yeah, just this percentage. So it'll tell you the total amount of votes, but it just says percentages. And what my plan was unless something that was cheering, somebody's cheering. I'm glad they're happy right now, but I'm trying to focus and do the show. So the way this is, so you could do the math here, right? You could do 614 times 40% to get the number of total votes. But for right now, what I was going to do, since this isn't like a super official, you know, nobody's going to stake their life on this or die or anything if something goes wrong. My plan, there's a marching band outside. Fuck this. Fuck my life. So 40%. I don't know if you can hear that. Wait, I'm going to stay quiet. Let me see. I don't see it up here. Okay, so maybe you... So now it's even worse, because now I just look schizophrenic, like there's a marching band outside. But there is, I promise, and I can hear it, even though you can't hear it. But I'm glad that at least you can't hear it. Where I'm going with this is that I'm just going to base it off the percentages. I don't think that's particularly controversial. If it does become controversial, I can just do the back of the box map and do like the amount of votes times percentage. Okay, good, perfect. That's what we're doing. Let me scroll all the way up past all these forbidden memes. So, continued. So, of course, we're only continuing 2 games into this week. It's Yakuza 0 and Final Fantasy VII Remake. For this first one, I'll just do Final Fantasy VII Remake. I don't think... Because I could see the controversy in what games are stacked against which ones might give a game a good shot if it's on a different... Like Yakuza 0 versus a bunch of nobody games might do better than Yakuza 0 versus a bunch of AAA games, right? That's what I'm saying, but I don't think it matters that much. You'll live. It's fine. Ready or not. It's going to be a recurring game. And then for our 2 new games, let me see what I have set up. I don't want to spoil this. This isn't going to show my Steam page, right? Okay, these are the big announcements. This is the big stuff. Trust me. Our recurring, or our potential new, if you guys vote for them, our potential new games for this week based on the games I have installed, we're going to start number 1. It's going to be Civilization 4. All right, Civilization 4. The next one is going to be Disco Elysium. Disco Elysium also has an option. Now I need to get photos for these. God damn it. It's going to take a lot longer than I expected. Okay, while I'm doing this, what the fuck is going on outside? They're cheering. They're doing a chant. It's sports. It's sports. 100% sports. No, it's a protest. It's a Latino workers protest. But I was close. Okay. Anyway, Final Fantasy VII remake. It's a protest. It wasn't a parade. It wasn't a football game. It was a protest. Anyway, let me just can I get the images off backlogged? Oh, it's in maintenance. Shit, that's gonna be a problem. Because it's not gonna, yeah, it's not loading anything while it's in maintenance. How am I gonna get the images for this image poll? Do I just look it up on Google? Well, here's one. They gave me this. Let me see how fast this loads versus me just doing some Google magic. Or maybe my whole internet is just screwed right now. Google cannot be reached. Is that true? Okay, now it's back. So can I just grab the images from here? I could just grab. And it's low quality, but I mean the image poll is low quality, so I don't think it matters. If I grab this, what does it look like? No spoilers, right? Okay, no. Oh, that looks great. So I could. So in a day where backlogged worked, I could just use backlogged. But I don't think it's not gonna work today. Ready or not cover. I'll just do it on Google Images. What the fuck is this? Oh, this is like it's also a name of like a movie. Let's try this one. This is a little bit more gimmicky because it's not gonna work perfect. Civilization 4 cover. But it's good to know that it would work if we were doing if backlogged was working, because that's what I would just do 90% of the time. And maybe I wouldn't do this on stream in the future because it's taking a lot longer than I expected. Although I would like to at least announce the games on stream. So maybe I'll still do that. Let's go Elysium. This is the last one, and we'll move on to part 2. Alright. So that actually looks very good for the. I'm glad it's such a low quality image that it doesn't really matter. Alright. I can even reposition the images if I needed to, but I think those all look great. So let's post that one. Oh, and let me also say what date it is. This is going to be 2024, January the 15th. Does that look right? Should I just say, or no? We'll do it like this. Or should I do it in American language? Or it's like 2015, 2024. That might make more sense. That's actually more easily readable for the purposes of this. All right, we'll do this. Post. Back to the retarded image. Okay, so that's this one. Oh, but it cuts out like, oh, damn, but it doesn't say what the fucking... God damn it. Okay, so I'll need to not do a space here, I think. Okay. Let me... Second time. Good shot. Can I edit it? No, I can't. Okay, well, we'll commit to that one. Alright, so hopefully if I do, or I might just do, like, this might make more sense. We'll do it like that. Alright, so, our next options, Continued. Wow, if I can spell. Continued. No surprise. Yakuza 0. Recurring. Based on what I have installed on my computer, I do see BeamNG. So BeamNG. The new choices. That's right, 4 new choices in total. Across all of these. I know. Yeah, I know. I'm just gonna go down the list here. Well, actually, you know what? For the sake of variety, let's do it in. I'm just gonna do it in order. I don't want to do too many like CRPGs or anything because I have a lot of CRPGs on this list. Let's do two sort of sidewinders, 2 curveballs. Max Payne, the original, just Max Payne 1, and Rune Factory 5, which I tried playing on Steam Deck on my own, only to realize that for some reason that game only has keyboard controls, even though it's a port of like a 3DS game, which was really fucked up. But anyway, so that's all the choices, and then all I have to do is find the images once again, and backlog, I believe, is still not working. Actually, could I just use the game database? Is there a phone ringing? Okay, I'm just gonna use the game database. This might also work. Yakuza 0. It came out in 2015. I didn't even know that. Oh, okay. It also works on game database, so I'll just use this. Perfect. BeamNG.drive. Also came out in 2015. 2015 was a good year. Damn. They had Phantom Pain that year too. Witcher 3. Holy shit. That's pretty good. Okay, Max Payne. Yep, this one. Okay, they're making a remake. I forgot about that. All these. Cool. That's gonna be so much easier. Rune Factory 5. Well, they even have ratings on the IGDB, which is interesting because they don't have those for the movie database. Not IMDb, but the place that IMDb gets their information from. Okay. And then, oh baby, here's a 0. BeamNG Drive. Max Payne. Okay, that one I could reposition a little bit. And Rune Factory. Title. Ooh. Oh, that's perfect. That looks really good, actually. We're going to do this forever. This is what we're going to do from now on for when we decide to try. And I'm also going to vote, by the way. Let me do this post. So does this look better? So it cuts off. What? Why? Why is there 30 spaces? I didn't do this. I'm not gonna have to be able to, I'll have to do it on a single line for the whole thing. That's probably what I'm gonna have to do. I don't know why I did like 20 million lines there. But anyway, in case you're wondering what my picks are, I'll tell you what my picks are. First of all, I gotta give this one a like. So for this week, I'm gonna vote for one recurring game. This isn't. I made this difficult on myself. I'm gonna say Yakuza 0 for my continued. Oh, I can't vote for it. Never mind. What? No, hold on. No, hold on. Oh, there's no secret information on there. Yeah, I'll vote. I'll vote just yet, okay? I'll vote on my own poll just yet. I'm gonna vote Yakuza 0 on this one. And I'm going to vote. You know what? We could start a Civ 4 save. I think starting a Civ 4 save would be pretty fun. All right, so that's the image poll for this week. In the future, maybe I'll just announce the games, or maybe I'll do the image poll first, and then I'll talk more about the image poll, like on the actual show. That might be one way to do it. So those are your options for this week, and hey, vote on them, and I'm going to play them in the order of whichever one has the highest percentage of votes. So like I said on stream yesterday, it'll be like if Yakuza 0 gets 74%, that's the highest percent any ever game has gotten, then we'll play Yakuza 0 on the first block on the first stream. Basically in order of that. And I guess the percentages can change over the course of the week, and then I'll just follow whatever those percentages tell me, basically, right? So if one game on Monday isn't the highest rated, or is not one of the two highest rated, but on Tuesday I fucked that up. Because Tuesday is my first stream day. If there is a game that is not within the top two on that day, but on Wednesday it is within the top two, then I'll do it on that. You know what I'm saying. You understand what I'm trying to say. Okay. And then on the other channel, I mean, I am signed in on it now. We have the new video. So I am now doing versions, I will say, quote unquote, versions of my blog posts that I used to do on jacob-robinson.com or stickery.com. They both link to the same thing. I used to just do blog posts on there. I've decided that it's now a lot easier for me to talk, to explain myself, and then to turn that transcript into a blog post. So I'll go kind of like video first on a lot of these things, because that's the way that I write them anyway. I usually just talk, and then I get the transcript, and then I edit the transcript with ChatGPT, and then I edit the transcript on top of all of that. But now it's a lot more video oriented, so I won't really click on too many of these, but I'll show you what I mean by this. So there's now two channels on, there's two videos that follow this formula. So this was kind of just more of like a podcast formula, but I noticed less people are clicking these, obviously, in comparison to these, where a lot more people seem interested. And that's not even including, we haven't done any shorts on this yet. I have done shorts with the podcast formula. This is still weirdly, these two are like weirdly different colors from the rest of them, and I don't know why. But I feel like they don't get a lot of content or a lot of views because it's not like a person talking to you. Whereas with these, if I click this one, by the way, it has a ton of dislikes. I just wanted to say. This is more, it's more like me talking to you. Is it? Oh, it's stretched on my preview output for the stream. It's not stretched on the actual thing. So, like for this, it looks a lot more like, you know, I could edit this into a short and it would make more sense. But that's what's going on in that channel. And so hopefully we'll see it grow a little bit, because it hasn't really grown in the past, because I haven't used it primarily. So let's hope that we could do it, do a little bit more with that one. And then JBR, which I have avoided talking about for a while. I think I'm going to bring back a lot of the old JBR stuff now, because I think I have a good idea of what could work there and what doesn't work, but I don't really want to talk about it right now because I don't want to make any JBR related promises at this point in time. I think I'll rather just talk about what's going on Astucario, what's going on in Stukery, what's going on creatively, feeling the rhythm, still going, getting close to wrap up, Guardians of Enfia still going, Boys and Girls Part 2 still going, and in production we have the two games, Heaven Belongs With You, as well as the RPG game, which actually I believe is not officially announced yet, so I'm going to keep my lips sealed. That stuff. So I have a lot of coffee left, and we're 30 minutes in, so I'm going to cut the updates there, and I'm going to give you the promised I'm going to give you the promised Armchair Detective episode. It's been a very long time since we've done Armchair Detective. I'm glad. Apparently it saves your stuff here for when you do the I'm looking for an image to post for this. Oh, here we go. Okay, this is a safe for work image. Perfect. So we're going to spin the wheel here For Armchair Detective, this is gonna be I don't even know what episode of Armchair Detective we're on. I think in the future, however, we're still gonna keep doing Armchair Detectives, but I have a couple of other ideas that I kind of want to incorporate into this. Like, for example, we're no longer doing Culture Critic or Sukri Scabana on Patreon. I know, very sad. There's still stuff that's coming from Patreon, though. Don't worry. Because of that, we're gonna start kind of going through these, and if there's a day where it's like I don't really feel like doing an Armchair Detective, we'll do one of the other things that are perhaps more easy, but it allows me to actually at least promise something and release something on that day for that Monday morning coffee is my plan for all that. Anyway, let's take a spin of the wheel here. I'm in the coughing stage of my illness. I don't know if I got rid of what was the one we did last week. I don't even remember. I'm just gonna assume. Well, if we see it, then we'll know to skip it. It'll come back in my memory, but I didn't get rid of it this time. So let's see how it is. I don't have the thing. I don't have the dun 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 dun. So you'll just have to do that in your head. Let's see who's it gonna be this week for Armchair Detective. It's been a while since we've done one of these. Census programming. I'm sorry, no, phone mafia. My mistake. I think it's the very first one. I gotta remove it on here. I think that was the first. Yeah. That was the first option. Phone mafia. So now we're back. Now we're back on the phone mafia thing. I've heard of the phone mafia. There's how many options? 128. It feels like only. I hate to be that person, but only 128. I thought there was more. That's all. That's everything, right? I'm seeing the murder mysteries on here. Is it just the conspiracies? Well, I'm seeing lost media too. Oh, I don't know. I don't know if we're missing stuff from this. I don't think we are. I would hope we're not missing anything. But anyway, phone mafia. Let me go back. I've heard of this one. This is the idea that the phone scams. So have you ever seen like Kitboga or whatever doing like phone scams? Of course, they take place in Indian call centers, but there's an idea that these Indian call centers are being paid and run by like the Russian mafia, and that's the phone mafia connection. And apparently, someone got killed trying to look into it. This is I wouldn't say for any of the Russian mobsters out there, this is a fucking comedy show. Nobody's going to believe me, even if I found something. So don't worry too much. If you let Kit Bulga live, then you can let me live, alright? So the idea behind this, there's an option for the Mafia Wiki. Alright, let me see. What do we got here? No, that's the wrong one. I have a private window because I don't want them looking phone mob. I want the Russian mobsters knowing. Okay, there we go. Now we're good. Do I have the reacts on there? 128. I could have sworn there was 400. Didn't I make a point about this? No, all the reactions are there. I must have just incorrectly assumed that there was a lot more. Maybe it being on a Notion page made it look like there's more of them. Okay. We have the summarized version powered by Brave AI. Let's see what the summarized version. And I already noticed that it's taking the Mafia game wiki page. So this is probably not going to be very good, but let's see what it says. The phone mafia is a type of organized crime group that uses phone scams to take money from random people, usually old and easily targeted. That's like the Indian call center stuff, right? The appeal of this system is that the middleman does not know who they are employed by or who their targets are. This type of mafia is not new, but it's getting bigger and bigger. And the mafia is it does clarify that in the so there's two different ones. Okay, the mafia wiki I don't give a shit about. Texting mafia with sister's phone. fuck are you talking about? Inside the Italian mafia's encrypted phone of choice. It's not related to that. Okay, so I think the only option for this is gonna be the first one. None of these other ones seem legitimate. I mean, I am using the Brave browser because I started using I'm using the Brave search engine because I've started using the Brave browser. But I don't know if I'm gonna get much better options on anywhere else. Oh, but this guy links a page. Let's see here. Where's this guy linked to? Trying to steal your info. Never mind. Vaccines cause harm after 5. Oh, yeah, it is another conspiracy page. Okay, so we're very little information on this. I'm shocked because everybody knows what a call center scam is, but there's nobody who talks about the phone mafia. And I'm curious who was because apparently somebody got murdered, but I don't know if that was like conspiracy. That might have just been a conspiracy theory. Because the story that I heard before researching Armchair for this, which I mean this is the research, so that's not saying much. But I heard because they're talking about the middleman does not know who they're employed by. So the middleman is the Indian call center. The middleman is the people who are actually on the ground calling these people, getting the gift cards, taking the money, and then they're paying royalties to somebody, but they don't know who they are. And the idea is that it's these guys out in Russia who are actually the ones who are benefiting from these Indian call center schemes. Allegedly, nobody knows for sure, and that could just be conspiracy talk. I don't know for sure. That's somebody online told me that. Okay, you need to go after that guy. Don't go after me. Let's see what this one says. I assume this definitely looks like a conspiracy board. So I guess this all checks out. But this will be our best. This conspiracy board might be our best source for a lot of these. Let's find out. Okay, the phone mafia. There's a new type of mafia that's getting in the way of its world. Well, it's not new, it's slowly getting bigger and bigger. And this is 2017, so worth noting this, especially how many views does this have, or will it say? Because this is 9. Well, yeah, that doesn't really matter that much. So 2017, this lines up because this conspiracy is on the conspiracy chart, which is why I know what it is. It's on the conspiracy chart, and the conspiracy chart was made in 2018, which was, in fact, yeah, it was made in early 2018. So this being late 2017 would check out if this was a topic that was being currently discussed at that time. There's this new type of mafia that's currently making its way into the world. Well, it is not new, but it's clearly getting bigger and bigger. Phone mafia. Scam people through the phone. Phone mafia, an organized crime group that uses random people and they say the phone mafia like there's only one. I doubt there's only one. This seems like a way to get money, right? This is not like there is only one person who's doing all the scamming. This is just like in your portfolio of real estate shit that they do in like the Yakuza and like casino gambling stuff, loan sharking, all these different things. One of the profit groups is the phone scams. It uses random people to help them take money from even more random people, usually old and easily targeted with various scams. It can also be related to multi-level marketing. You can incorporate that into this conspiracy, but I don't know if they actually do. The appeal to the system is that they almost never get caught because what they are doing it through the phone, and because the middleman does not know who he is employed by and who are the targets. The entire scam happens in less than an hour. Wait a minute. What is going on here? The scammer calls a random number. Then, like the actor they are, they pretend to be someone. A relative, the police, a media, law enforcement, or companies. Okay, this is still a scam number. They make the people drop money at random locations. The money are picked up by middleman and dropped to yet another random location. That doesn't check out. It's just it's the gift card stuff. It's call center. It's Indian call centers. But that's what I allegedly. That's what I've heard. I have to keep saying that like there's a gun pointed to my head. That the call centers, because of course the way the call centers work is that they're just calling random numbers, right? Probably. I don't know how to get the numbers. I think they get them from leaks, probably more specifically. So if there's like an AARP leak, they will call those numbers. Or like a disability center has their phone numbers leaked, they'll start calling those numbers, and then they will propose to someone, as they said, and then they'll get them to do like the gift card system, where I don't know exactly how that works, but they give them the gift cards, they give them the codes or whatever, and then I believe the gift cards get sent. A portion of the gift cards get saved by the call center, but another portion of the gift cards get sent to someone who the head of the call center knows who it is, but the people who are there don't know who this person is. The country I am from, Bulgaria, is currently a hotspot for the Bulgarian phone mafia. Oh, I can believe the Bulgarian phone mafia exists. Oh, believe me. Yeah, the Serbian phone mafia, the Bulgarian phone mafia, the Russian phone mafia, the Ukrainian phone mafia. I'm sure all these exist. I'm going to assume they're separate entities because that's less likely to get me in trouble. From the start of the year, there are over 10,000 crimes committed, and it is slowly getting into our neighbors. Most of the times, the criminals literally go in another country, and then from there, they scam the people back in Bulgaria. So they're scamming people in Bulgaria. Interesting. Scams are slowly spreading across Europe and USA. People see how successful they are and keep going. So I'm curious, because this guy is phrasing this like this is brand new, right? In 2017. I don't remember when, let's just say for a random example, Kit Boga, right? When did Kit Boga start doing this? Because if he started doing it, and there's a lot of these people I know, but Kit Boga is the one that comes off
a few weeks ago
to my head first. When did he start doing these? So on his video channel, around 2017, that checks out. If Kit Boga was early on this, that would check out that this guy is saying this is a new big thing that's coming, and it has gotten bigger, right? So it is interesting. It is interesting. A news site that explains it better than me. This was a dead link, unfortunately, so we don't have that one. Be safe and look out for the phone scammers. All right, well, where are we going to talk about the guy who got murdered? Where was that one? Sounds pretty horrible. For a population of around 7 million, this seems quite a big thing. Oh, wait, what? Oh, wait, this guy's quoting the article. Oh, shit. This is actually perfect. All right. They would call and ask for ransom or bail to release relatives of the victims. Interesting. Well, that's not quite how it works in, because the call center stuff is usually just like, you need to pay us for some sort of thing. They don't do ransom. Well, maybe in Bulgaria, getting your family members ransomed is more common than in America, so they had to try a different strategy for America. Maybe that's what it was. Ardova wanted to make it clear that this is not how police departments or prosecutors work. From the beginning of the year, phone scams have ripped Bulgarians of over 5 million Bulgarian notes. It was taken to the fact that not all scams get reported, meaning that 5 million is a conservative estimate. Gotcha. It's probably increased from there. This is like a Bulgaria specific thing, but of course now it's all over the world. So hey, maybe this guy did predict all this. Which surprises me every time I hear the news. The old granny grandpa gives away 50k euro to phone scammers. It's worldwide, and the calls are originating anywhere in the world. All the people of the world are targets. If they can rob, usually by scam, anyone dumb enough to fall for the pitch they use. Sometimes they just want you to say yes to something, they record this, and use your number for any nefarious. Oh, that's clever. Oh, that would make sense. That's true. If they just get you talking, they can use your voice. Oh, damn. We're in trouble. I don't want to give anyone ideas, but I have a lot of audio of me. Okay, anyway. Um, that's a little bit concerning. If they're especially if they're doing voice authentication for anything, it's pretty easy to get that information. And even like back, so this is back in 2017, right? So you did need the person to say the words, like yes, for example. But think about it now, where there's AI voice changers, there's AI text to speech generators. Now it's just fucked. Now you just can't use it at all. You just can't use voice to confirm anything anymore. That's kind of fucked. The only way to protect yourself is assume any unsolicited phone call may be a scammer. Already ahead of you, I block all calls to my phone automatically. The only because nobody calls me. My mother doesn't call me. Nobody calls me ever. So I know that there's no point in ever answering a call. So I just block them, and it just makes it easier. Okay, so do that. If you have caller ID and don't recognize the number, either don't answer or answer with extreme caution. But who's answering these with no caller ID? That's what I'm like. I don't even want to call you, even if you are someone important, right? Like even if it's important, even if it's like doctor's office, it's like I just still don't want to pick this up. I would rather just like leave you hanging, and then listen to your voicemail afterwards. Watch for them. It's coming from Microsoft supposedly because you have a computer problem. And there's really a hacker scammer problem. So that's the classic Kiboga. Oh, most people in Eastern Europe does not show who is calling their home phones, which makes them easy targets. Yeah, okay, so even back in 2017, I personally still get at least 2 calls from unfamiliar numbers each and every day. I never answer those calls though. Email scams too. Scams like on Twitter, social media, all that sort of stuff. I feel like it's possible. It makes sense of like this is a way that those mafias profit from money, and that it's not just like a group of random scammers, right? Because you need some sort of organizing force in all this. And I sort of see the idea of like, I see the vision, as the kids say, of like, you have these guys in like India or Malaysia or whatever who are actually like writing these email scams and doing all the scam stuff, or maybe even in like Eastern Europe, and then that money then gets funneled to some sort of higher group, which seems to be what this is implying. But I mean, it's not my. I'm not the police. I don't give a shit who it is. I just think it's interesting. Like I said, I block all of my notes. I don't get anything from anyone. There's no way to communicate with me, so I don't get affected by this. Excuse me, number. The numbers reported for scam. So I can just block the numbers. I just block everybody. That's what I do. You don't have to worry about it. This ain't the mafia. These are flim flammers, says Phage. Also, this guy, I don't mean to mock this situation, but I wonder how many Bulgarians think random phone calls telling their relatives need mail are legitimate. That's what I was talking about. But it's Bulgaria, so it might be a bigger like if you told me, so like if I got a call saying that somebody, and I was living in the United States and I got a call saying that like, oh, my relative has been kidnapped and I need to pay the ransom, I would be like, that's fucking, you're fucking stupid. No, of course that didn't happen. But if I lived in like South Africa or Bulgaria, maybe I would believe that a little bit more. I don't know. Maybe that was a little bit more realistic. Same thing with the bail. Maybe the Bulgarian police. Maybe the Bulgarian police is the people who killed that one guy who we still don't know who it is or whether that story's even true. I automatically downloaded a couple of phone security tools to my handset. Oh, this guy's old as fuck. One of which flags their own sales call center as telemarketing and advises me to ignore it. Interesting. Anti-Trump elites and deep state begin planning their 2025 coup insurrection. That's funny, but it's not related to this topic. Is there any? Can I see? Is there anything else on this phone mafia stuff? Because I mean, I was seeing the I don't wanna go to this euscoop.com if it's gonna end up being a I don't want to get scanned via the virus. It's probably run by the same mafia company who's doing the scams, the phone scams in the first place. Okay, I mean, I think that's pretty round. I think it's pretty clear what that is. I think that's pretty cut and dry. And honestly, I would prefer a shorter armchair detective this time around. Something that's a little bit more simple for me. I appreciate it. I don't want to get too superfluous with some of these. I'm gonna call it there. I mean, if you want my armchair take, I totally believe it that there could be like a higher group that are controlling these for different various means. But I mean, it's how mafias always work. So it's not like the craziest revelation in the world. It's just a thing that I can understand exists probably, and we'll never know who that one guy who apparently died was a journalist and got assassinated looking into this because there was no information on that. So that might have just been a crock of shit. Unless they erased all the details. I didn't see anything. Like I said, there was only one result for Phone Mafia in general, but maybe it was because I was using the Brave search. The Brave search not very good. I don't know if I'll do a highlight for this one because it was so short. I'll think about it. I'll simmer it on it and see. For right now, I think that wraps up this episode of Monday Morning Coffee. So, thank you for watching. Thank you for watching Armchair Detective. Thank you for watching Monday Morning Coffee. Maybe next week we'll try something a little bit different from Monday Morning Coffee, and maybe that will be highlighted. I don't know. We'll have to see. Yeah, I think that's it. I think we're done for today. So I will see you all in the next one. Well, it will be in whoever wins the poll for this week, of course, for what game gets played on stream. And that'll be either on Tuesday or Wednesday. I don't know exactly what I'll stream this week, but vote on that poll if you want a game. If you want to choose what game I play this week, and I will see you